Welcome back. I have Bebop here, and Bebop is hanging out with me. We got low tide in the ocean, so we're just hanging out. She's dancing. Dance, Bebop. And today we're going to talk about interesting stories. A couple, I think, interesting, funny stories that happened to me as a motorcycle racer. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about that right now. Story happened a few years ago at Industry Hills Speedway after the races. I think it was a year I won my points championship, the track championship. I won 2 championships at Industry Hills. And I was after the races, I was signing autographs for the fans. And this one older gentleman came up to me and said, "I really enjoyed watching you race tonight." And I said, "Oh, thank you." And he said, "Your father was also a really great racer." And I thought, wait a minute. My father was not a racer. And I said, "What do you mean, sir?" And he said, "Yeah, I was over at the Santa Ana Bowl many years ago, and I watched your dad. He was the best. He was a great racer, and you follow your dad's footsteps. You're another great racer, just like your father." And I said, "Oh gosh, excuse me, but that was me. I was that racer you watched." And he said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, my father didn't race. I was the guy at the Santa Ana Bowl, and I raced at Industry Hills." And he freaked out. He's like, "Oh my gosh." So I went ahead and I just laughed my buns off because this guy thought that my father was racing and I was the son. So, and I said, "I'm the two people. I'm the one before and I'm the one now. I'm the great racer before and I'm the great racer today." And I just laughed. I think I laughed all the way home in my truck. It was so funny. That was probably one of the funniest memories I had, is just somebody thought my father was a racer and I was the racer. So it was just a crazy story. Also, when I was racing at Costa Mesa Speedway, after the races, everyone would come and get my autograph. And I signed autographs for a long time. And all the parents were there and the whole family was there watching me sign autographs. And everybody, the parents would come up to me and they'd say, "Can you do me a favor?" And I'd say, "Sure, what?" And they say, "Can I touch the Bumblebee stripes on your sleeve?" And I said, "What?" I said, "Okay." So I'd stick my arm out and they wanted to like touch the Bumblebee stripes. They liked the Bumblebee stripes on my uniform. One side was a bumblebee and the other side was black. And some people said, they called me "Now you see him and now you don't," because when I came around one side of the track, you could see the brilliant yellow stripes of the Bumblebee. And then when I went around the other turn, it just went black. So because my stripes had no stripes on that side, only one side. So they called me "Now you see him and now you don't." Another Bumblebee experience that happened to me was when I was practicing at Paris Raceway in Paris, California. I got there early and I was putting my uniform on and I was preparing the bike, and I was there early. I was like the first one there. And a van pulled up about a few minutes later and I was dressed the first time ever in my Bumblebee uniform. I bought the Bumblebee uniform and no one ever saw me wearing it. I was kind of nervous, you know, like I was like, "Oh God, this is gonna be really freaky." So I wonder how people were gonna react, because everyone wonders like how they're gonna be perceived when they do something new, like wear the new Bumblebee uniform. So a van pulled up a few minutes later and it was Neil Ficini and gang. And there was like 15 people in the van and Neil was driving. You know, he's kind of a cowboy type of guy, crazy guy. And he pulls in his van and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's Neil Ficini." And I'm like, "Hi, Neil." And he put his head out the window and started laughing at me like, "Ah, ha, 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 ha." And then all the people in the van were sticking their heads out the window, like laughing at the Bumblebee because they thought my uniform was really funny. And I sunk down like lower than an ant, and I said, oh my gosh, this is not going to work out. Everyone's going to laugh. But the truth was, everybody loved the Bumblebee uniform, and it was a big hit, and it just was really great. I became really popular because of the Bumblebee uniform, and fans really liked watching the Bumblebee win. And a lot of the racers who were actually better than me, they were mad. And I said, why do you hate me so much? And they said, because you have more fans than me and I'm better than you. And I said, well, you don't have the Bumblebee uniform. So the Bumblebee uniform was really great. Everybody loved it. But the first time I thought I was really gonna suck, you know, as far as like nobody would like the Bumblebee uniform. But that was not true. The Bumblebee uniform was really enjoyed by all. That was a few experiences of my speedway racing days. I probably have some more I'll have to do. Some of my friends said, go ahead, Bryan, and share some of those experiences. And I was like, oh, maybe not. But okay, I'll share those. So I shared some with you. I'll share some with you more. So thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and liking and sharing. We really appreciate it. We're growing the channel all the time. We're getting floods of new subscribers. So thank you so much. It really means a lot. And we're going to do more. So please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell.